All right. So, y'all, we back. It's been about a week.
Hmm.
Had some things happen. I know. Fish had some family things happen.
For sure.
We just gonna keep family in prayer. My
Of
side, my
course.
pops had a little hiccups with that whole situation. But he's doing good. He's doing better.
That's good.
Just a couple days ago, his right leg swole up. My pops, he was walking and he got a little exercise, man. He in church shoes. I'm like, come on, bro. It's like 100 degrees in Houston. Your feet don't
That's
swole
true.
up, all kind of stuff. I'm like,
That's true.
Pop. I done gave him some sneakers too,
Man,
right? I was like, I gave him some shoes. I Pop,
they
put these
that
on.
bro, they not gonna
You know,
change, dog.
yeah,
They not gonna
Pop's
change.
gonna be
shoes.
Pops, yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
oh, you walking in some church shoes, bro? I was like, come on, man. So finally he listened. He's like, okay, I'm gonna put these on. I got some good Skechers too. The comfortable kind, the soft inside. I'm like, you gonna
Yeah,
put
thick
that
soul,
aside?
thick soul,
Yeah,
yeah.
to put on some some
Hey
some
man,
gaiters on his feet.
that man wanted them loafers, bro. He wanted
Bro,
them loafers.
did he? I'm like, come on, Pops, come on, you tripping? So Pops is doing good.
That's
Everything's
good.
doing good, man. We just glad to be back. Like I said, take about a week hiatus. I don't know if that word. Took a little. Palmer, we got to have him back in the building. Palmer been traveling the world. We glad of him.
I appreciate it. I miss
Day,
y'all, man.
man, we
Miss
miss you
y'all,
too,
man.
family. And Daytron, I know he
Definitely.
he working. He got projects going on. Jay hit me up. He got some dinner thing he's hitting up tonight. So he been busy. He an author now, so he got different. The
Yeah, he
summertime,
big
that's his
time.
playground. He big
Yeah,
time now.
yeah.
So
Oh
we
yeah.
just glad whatever blessings he can get in. So man, it's been a blessing, y'all. It's been a blessing. All those who tuning in. And so we just thank God that we made it to see another day, another
For sure.
opportunity. And so, before we get started, y'all know how we do. We always give honor to God. Without God, we don't have anything. So even if you're not spiritual, we just that's how we give honor and praise to because we know what He's done in our lives. So we thank you, we love you. And thanks for tuning in to the show. We getting ready to do some things for this show too, y'all. Been working on some stuff. Chrissy helped me work some stuff in the background. Gonna be on the gram. There's some things. I put out this little clip video. My daughter's working on some stuff. So we got some stuff we working in the background. So stay tuned for you guys. The crew's already gonna rock with us, and so we getting ready to do some major things.
Yep.
So we back tonight, y'all. It's been about a week since we since we tuned in and did a live broadcast, but we ain't going nowhere. We just it was a little speed bump. It didn't stop nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So without further ado, we about to get on here. Let's get started. It's been kind of crazy because tonight's topic is is one that I think is really, really a good question, right?
Mhm.
When we're talking about friendships, relationships, do you really, overstay, so to speak, right? Do you stay longer than you're supposed to stay? Do you, are you in it for the right reasons? And so what I'm going to do first and foremost is, I got to play my little clip first. So I got to play my little clip and then we're gonna talk about this because it's just kind of interesting. Y'all know how we start off. Got to play the clip. So let me go ahead and check. What up, man? Let me click these little buttons here, y'all, and get share my screen and pull up this clip, man. And y'all tell me what y'all think, and we're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
So stay tuned, fellas. So let me share screen here. All right, bet. All right, so I'm gonna play this, y'all, and then we're gonna go from there.
Last year I turned 40, and these are things that I would not do again in my 20s and 30s. I would not get married. I met my husband when I was 24, and we got married when I was
Mm.
20. At the time, I thought that this was like the ideal situation. I'm at the perfect age to get married. But what I realized was in the 4 years that we were married, I grew so much as a person. I graduated from business school. started my own business, I just became such a different person that I didn't feel like he was the best fit for me anymore. And I don't think I could have realized that at 29 when I said yes. If I could do it again, I would have allowed myself to have so much more growth in my life before I made a decision on a life partner. And it's really nothing against that partner specifically, but it was more about the direction that I wanted my life to take. My interests by 35 were unrecognizable to my younger self. And I don't think it would have been fair for me to take him on this journey if I didn't think that he was the right partner for the version of me that was to come.
All right. So, all right. So
That
that's the
sounds more
video.
like a personal than a marriage. That's a personal. She sound
Right,
real. Yeah. That's crazy.
All right, so here's the crazy thing, right? Because when I heard that, I was like, "Oh wow, really?" You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's like that. And so the comments, it was on Twitter, y'all. So the comments on this was kind of mixed, and I figured it'd be something that we could talk about because it's kind of crazy because some of the stuff, it's crazy. I'll put it to you this way. And I'm gonna give y'all some of the comments that people were talking about it and what they were kind of saying, and y'all can kind of pitch in, tell me what you think, and we just gonna take it from there and just rock and do what we do. So some of the comments were people were saying that kind of like what you were saying, Damon, where it's like she's selfish, right?
Mhm.
It was all her. It was nothing to do with him. It was like all of a sudden now that she got her degree and she got her business and she got all these different things, now he ain't good enough, right? So those are the comments that I saw on there. Then I saw people start going in and saying, okay, why is she wrong for understanding that she doesn't feel the same way no more? She's not the same person that she was when she was 24 and 25 years old. So why stay in a relationship for the long run and you're not the same person? You're not that same version of the person anymore. So I heard that comment. Then I heard people saying, hey, you know what? People saying, hey, you know what? Look, I applaud her for walking out and leaving now at 24, whatever, than putting 10 years in and being up out of there. Right. So that's what the stuff I've been hearing. That's the stuff that I was reading about. And so I'm gonna let y'all have the floor first. Tell me what you think about this video. Outgrowing relationships. That's the topic today. Outgrowing relationships.
Man, first off, get this chick off the screen.
You ain't lying.
Hey,
Respectfully.
let me take off the screen. What's going on, Fish? What's going on? What's on your mind? What's on your mind, my
Respectfully.
brother?
Man, look here. Everything she was talking about was about her. It wasn't about them.
Right.
She only mentioned them as far as when she got married.
Right.
Now you didn't figure all this stuff out until you was with that man. What was he doing?
Right. Was he holding you down the whole time?
You didn't say
right?
he was holding right.
Right.
You know what I mean? What was he doing? Did he help you in that kind of sense? Did he just not want to?
Right, but
he go
her
a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we don't have a full picture of exactly what was going on.
We really got the full picture in that 1 minute.
Well, we got her side,
which is perfect
of everything.
We know what he was dealing with.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, that's a fact. But my thing is, you just wanted all of that for yourself, and just say that. That's cool. You started businesses. You started growing. You know what I mean. You saying that you didn't know. Really, you didn't say whether or not he wanted to go that route or not. You just said you knew where you wanted to go.
Right.
You didn't say anything about him. So it's just, I don't know, it's a little bit more, it's a little irritating. Really.
But isn't growth personal though,
I mean?
right? Let's keep it like this though. Isn't growth personal, right? Like if you do at a job, right, and you get hired at a job, or you have a relationship with a company, when we do it in life, you're not the same person at 24 as you were be at 30, You're just not
Right.
the same person, right? So I'm gonna say I don't like devil's advocate. I hate that word, but I'm gonna put angel's advocate. So let me put it to you this way. So I understand everything you're saying because I'm with you on that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I wouldn't imagine it would destroy me if me and my wife got together and I'm holding, you know what I'm saying? We work in our relationship, and as you start gaining success or doing things that you accomplish in your life, all of a sudden I'm not good enough for you, or all of a sudden I'm not worthy, or you think you're better than me, or you want to move on. I would feel
Yeah.
a certain way about it. That's why I come across in the video. However, I'm gonna play the angel side of things with this, in that I will say this as well. There are times where you've been in relationships, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, where you outgrow a person, right? You go in one direction and they're not, or better yet, you kind of let them know, like, look, hey, I think we should go this way. I think we need to elevate. We need to move this direction. I think our lives, I mean, we got big things, we popping, whatever. We're growing. And this person kind of content where they are, right? They happy
Mhm.
in themselves, they happy in the situation. Some
Right.
people are very, very comfortable like that, right? They're like, look, if it ain't ruffled, if it ain't broken, you don't need to fix it, right? Let's just keep this train moving and we good, right? So how does that kind of work though in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like she's like, okay, I'm growing, I'm going here. And like I said, we don't have all the information, but I'm just kind of playing on both sides of this, right? Where she was
Yeah.
okay, she did talk to him, and he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, good, I'm glad for you, but that's you, right? This is where I'm at. You get
Let
what I'm
me
saying? Go
let
ahead.
me ask
Go ahead,
y'all
G.
this.
Go ahead.
Uh, Chris, how long you been with your wife?
Been with her. I've been with her
Been with her
25.
just
25.
Chi. How long you been with your wife?
12 years.
Uh, I asked that question to ask you guys this. When y'all first started, y'all never knew y'all was gonna be where y'all was now.
Oh, absolutely.
Meaning, meaning you had to have that conversation in the beginning.
Right.
Even though you guys had playing goals, y'all playing y'all future, things may adjust and change within y'all relationship,
Right.
but y'all gotta be on one accord.
Right.
Right.
In that video, she wasn't on one accord.
Exactly.
That sounded like a selfish thing, like, oh man,
Right.
like, oh, I want this and I did this and I not one time did she
Right.
say we,
Right.
Right.
because even if that's her business, it's his
Right.
also because y'all won.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's what it is. She just selfish, man. I don't know
That's
who that
it,
girl
man.
is.
She want to cut that. She
She
want to cut that
is.
boy out the business, man.
Right.
She
Watch
want
this
to cut him
though.
out.
But
she
right,
she
it's
felt
kind of
that
crazy,
business was
right?
going she felt that business was going rock it off,
It's gonna
and
take off.
But
she didn't want him aboard. That's all.
That's
okay,
all it
but
That's all
was.
that
all
was.
right. So let me go ahead again. I'm gonna play
Hold
angel's
on.
advocate,
I'm
right, in the
listening.
situation.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
I knew this friend of mine that he was telling me about, like, his parents, for example, and this happens a lot of times when it comes to having kids or in relationships. Like you say, when you outgrow somebody, or you with something and this y'all not on the same page, but you may have started on the same page, maybe not. But I've seen this happen before, and I say it happened to a friend of mine where mom and dad get married, have kids, or and they stay married. They realize now maybe they got married at 24, maybe got married at a certain age, but they start realizing out of that relationship that maybe they not the best compatible match, but you
Right.
have kids now. So then
Right.
people stay in a relationship because of the children. Then all of a sudden, after about 18 years, right, kids graduate high school, boom, they get a divorce. Right?
Hmm.
I've seen that happen with my friend, but I've actually seen that happen when watching little videos and stuff like that, where people, I'll be like, you know what, I'm new chapter in
It's
my life, I'm ready to move on and
it's
stuff.
it's a lot of relationships stay together only for the kids' sake.
Yeah.
Right.
Once
Yeah.
those kids go to college or graduate from high school, you
Yes, sir.
see it fading apart because
Okay.
what we don't understand is kids keep relationships together also,
Yeah.
uh, because they want to show their kids what a
What
traditional family
traditional?
look like.
Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
so and you right. some just don't stick, but because of they outgrew each other. It's like, oh man, we were just having conversation because our kids, or we were just doing this because our kids. What we
Right.
gonna do when that house is silent and them kids ain't there in between? Do we have that
Right.
conversation still?
They
So
can't deal
Exactly.
with
that's
each
why I
other.
failed. Yeah, that's why I failed. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
Right.
can't deal with each other.
But on the other hand,
Her,
okay.
her, her baby was them businesses. And
Well,
the thing
That's
the thing
but
was
that's
again,
true.
she wasn't gonna share that. And that's just what it was. Because like we were saying, everything she was saying was, me.
right. But
And
every
some business, people have to be very, very, very selfish in order to actually prosper.
achieve
You
some
know,
levels, right? They
if
say
they
that.
feel like they can do it on their own. Now, once again, we don't have a full story on exactly what conversation she had with this man, and
Right.
that's my thing because she not giving full thing. She's basically just like, look at me.
Right.
I'm never gonna get married. I'm 40 years old. You know,
Well, she didn't say. What she said was like, "There's a
I'm never
different
gonna get
version of
married
her
again.
now."
Right,
She said, "No." She said, "If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't get married at the age I got married." Like she said,
right,
"By
but
at the age I am now, not the
right,
things
but
that I know now."
she did say that she wasn't gonna get married again.
Right. She probably would.
And I'm
Right.
40 years old. So yeah, I mean, why? Because man, look, you about yourself.
Right. Well,
You
yeah,
know,
but
you can't be with somebody
right. I'm with you. I'm
that's
thousand
not
with you.
like you. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's very true.
But let me again. So let's touch it on this way though, because a lot of people, right? A lot of people deal with stuff like this all the time. She's just representing. Is she being selfish in the video? Absolutely, right? We could all attest to that.
Right.
However, she does represent a large portion of people, and there's also parts of us to where to get what we got to get handled, right? There's a level of self-preservation that has to take place, right? Where
Right.
I got to get some things done. I got to get this happening. I got to make this thing happen. I got blah, 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 whatever. But I think the bigger picture in what she did, not just being selfish, but can we also say that she actually saved him? Because why be with somebody if you don't really want to be with them? Like I feel a lot of people, excuse me, they get married, and a lot of people are not honest enough in their relationship to tell you, I've checked out, right? Like I'm done. Like I'm not really like I loved you, or maybe we got together under whatever pretenses, and it just didn't work, right?
Yeah.
How many people are mature enough to say, you know what, man, you know what, hey, I'm done. God bless you. I don't. Or what they say. I don't like. I'm not in love with. I love you, but I'm not in love with you, or something
Right.
like that. One of those statements. So can we look at it that way? I mean,
Hey,
because
we can.
Yeah. Yeah, we
I
can.
got two questions though.
okay,
Why did you say yes in the beginning? And then when did you stop being in love with that man?
okay. Well, we
When
don't know
did
exactly.
you, that's
We
what I'm
don't know
saying.
exactly. Right.
We
But the
don't
first
know.
part,
When did you
we say
decide?
yes.
Because when did you decide? Because of the fact that you had all these dreams and aspirations. Did you have all them dreams and aspirations and everything before you got married, or did all that stuff come during the marriage? So
I
I'm
think it's
trying to figure
both.
out. I'm trying to figure out where these ideas and everything for your
You
Well,
you know
businesses and
what
everything came
it
from.
was, Chris? You know what it was? It was a convenience to get her
Mm,
through.
there you
mm,
Uh
go.
okay.
sometimes
I
women
wonder if
or men
she
stick
divorced that
around
boy
for a
for some money.
convenience, of course. Nah, we don't know. We don't know. But sometimes you just end up in bad situations, and sometimes it just go longer than it should, man. And that be the sad part. You stringing a person along that's fully
Yeah,
committed and committed to you and your vision, and all of a sudden you don't care about him or anything that you guys have together. That'd be the
yeah,
hurtful thing. You see what I'm
yeah. That's facts.
Okay, so
That's so it's hurtful, especially when if he didn't really see it coming. You know what I mean? Now,
but that's the thing, right? Like,
if she was hitting around saying, I'm not happy, this and that. But one thing about it, she did not speak bad about homeboy.
That's what I see, and I was just about to say something about that. She didn't bash him, right?
No.
And what she said was that she didn't think he was going to be the right mate for her to where she's at, wherever
Now.
development stage where she's at now. But
Right.
let's be honest, a lot of us, let's talk about friendships, right? A lot of us outgrow some of our friends. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a friend now. Let's say you get married and you got a friend, and even they might be married, but they still think the same way. They still do certain things the same way. They still act the same way. You can't really hang with them like that. But guess what? You haven't severed that relationship because you got history with this person. It's your boy. You grew up with him, or you know him for so long. You don't cut that off like that. You know what I'm saying? It may take its course, or it may take something to happen for you to be like, you know what, man, I think I'm gonna go a different way. So as much as we look at her and say, okay, she's selfish because of maybe how she explained the situation, we could look at ourselves in our situations and say, a lot of times we've had to walk away from relationships or friendships that we outgrew because we're not the same people no more. Is that fair? I mean, talk to me.
But walking away from a marriage is different than walking away from your partners. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm 1,000%.
I ain't in no committed relationship with my homeboys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely.
We partners. But like Chrissy said, you walk away from a commitment when it comes down to a husband and wife. That's what I said. Like Mika said, communication is everything. And like once again, we got her side of everything. We didn't see how he felt about it, but I understand. In a way, I understand her, but at the same time, she came off on this video. She actually came off as a little bit selfish.
Yeah. We know she's probably selfish.
Yeah, but she can be a driven person. And a lot of driven people are a little selfish. But in a relationship, though, that's a little different.
Listen,
that's why it kind of cut me a little.
The only thing, what I took from the video is, it was like she was down in a relationship, because of success.
Right.
I just didn't understand that part. So it was good when it was rolling, but once your success started coming, it just ain't gonna work for me and what I'm trying to envision in my career, my entrepreneur. So is she wrong? No, she's not wrong, because anybody can have a sudden change of heart at any given time in life. But when you make a commitment with somebody, it's something totally different. It needs to be a better communication with it, instead of just walking away and not, I don't want to do this anymore. That's all.
I wonder if her business failed, will she try to go back to
right? Right. But you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because it is a business. Her whole mental capacity is like that. And I was married, I'm on Facebook Live. My ex-wife, before I met Christy, was extremely driven and selfish to a degree, but I knew that when I married her. Like when I married her, I knew she was those things. My biggest mistake that I did was I thought that passion and a drive for her career and for her business or whatever it is she was trying to do would kind of carry over into the same passion and commitment and drive in a marriage, right? Or commitment, passion, and drive in being a good parent or whatever, right? Being a good spouse. And it didn't. And my biggest mistake in knowing that was I didn't separate the two, right? I didn't separate it by saying, you know what, hey, she's great over here because she's a great, she's a teacher. She was a great teacher, passionate. She always got teacher of the year. So that made me like, man, you know what, man, she's amazing at teaching. In my mind, I'm thinking, man, what if she'd be a great teaching our kids? You know what I mean? I saw PTAs, I saw the whole vision. You see what I'm saying? And being with her, and that in itself had my own selfish intentions because I never took the time to process. Well, she may be good at this area, but do I give her time to see if she's gonna be good on the other end? I jumped the broom. I was like, okay, cool. So you see what I'm saying? So
did you outgrow her selfish ways, or you outgrew her as a person?
Well, here's the crazy part, right?
Or
She did me, and vice versa. I was the dude. So in the situation where she's very similar to that chick, she would tell me, like, we had an agreement, and like we first got together, and we said, okay, within the first 5 years, we both focus on career, right? Okay. Business, career, whatever, and then we'll have kids. Because we were young too. I think we were about that age, 24, 25. I can't remember exactly. I was still in my mid-20s when I got married. And so we figured if we do the 24, 25 range, by the time we 30, it's a good time to start the whole family thing, right? We kind of got the education out the way. Both our monies be good. That's how we had a conversation about that. So the agreement was there. The problem now lays with the fact you tell somebody that's selfish and that's so driven that they take that baton and they just run with it. Right. And you're okay with that. I was okay when she was doing her thing, right? When I met her, she was making, $30,000 years a teacher. By the time we divorced, she was 6 figures, right? So she did the career thing. The problem was people like that, and we don't find this out in relationships because they don't tell us this. But people that are like that never let you know that I'm gonna put in the time, energy, this job, this career, and this thing gonna give my all. I'm gonna be married to this, and I'm not married to you. You see what I'm saying? Right. And that's the part that I didn't get. My ex-wife, I'm not gonna bash her or anything like that. She was a great teacher. She just wasn't a great wife because she was married to her job. She was married to her career. Right. You see what I'm saying? She spent all the time there, late hours, all kinds of stuff there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so when I see this video, I'm like, okay, it kind of brought back some stuff because like, okay, that makes sense to figure out what her mindset was at. But what she did that was different was she walked away. You see what I'm saying? My ex was so selfish. She didn't really she wanted both. You know what I'm saying? She wanted the husband at home family image without being a wife. If that makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Like she wanted all those things. So here's how I feel like this chick husband kind of felt like I was good where I'm at, right? I'm supporting you, right? I got you, right? You building your business, you doing your thing. Cool. Do you. I'm with you. I'm rocking. Let's rock. But I didn't realize that she was we were growing apart. And in a literal sense, she was growing as a person. And I didn't know. So by the end of the marriage, she was a different person than I remember when I married. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was completely different at that point.
So let me ask y'all this: Do y'all feel like y'all can outgrow y'all significant others right now?
But see, there you go, right? The difference, I would answer that now and say, the difference now with my ex and my wife now is my wife now supports everything I do and includes me in the journey of growing. You see the difference now? It wasn't her, like that video, like we all look at video, and all she said was, I did this. She never even mentioned the sacrifices he might have had to make so that you could, if you start a business, there's a lot of sacrifices he had to make to hold stuff down because you clearly ain't gonna be doing it if you focus on the business.
She grew into a person who didn't need him.
Exactly.
That's what she grew into. Yeah. She grew herself. She grew her business. She
Her
grew
structure and game plan, yeah.
everything. Is
Solo.
that she built herself to be single. She built herself to be a
That's
single
true.
person,
That's true.
and she started off as a single person, then got married, then realized, hmm, yeah, he not doing the same things I'm doing. We're better apart, but didn't tell him that until she got a business going.
That's
Once
true.
she got a business
Right.
going, then she was good to go. So her growing apart, I mean, she became, like you said, she became one with whatever she was aspiring to be,
Right.
and she didn't need him anymore. Now, as far as do I feel like I can grow apart from my wife? Nah, she helped me get where I am now, and wherever I'm going, I'm guaranteed she gonna be right there with me.
Right.
I agree.
You know, pushing me in every way. So I mean, it's times, man. You know, working a job I'm working at, she doesn't work there, and she used to come in with me just doing inventory and things like that. She knew how to do inventory just like me. She did not work at the job. I wouldn't bring my employees in with me. I'll bring her in with me, and we would knock stuff out in a weekend that if I had my employees there, it would take forever to do.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she's a real ride or die. So that couple's relationship, I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot of assumption on it, but
Yeah.
I'm with you, D. I feel like she used that boy, man. I think
I, yeah.
I,
I think
I,
She
I don't think
used
she.
I
I
think
she
she
don't think
used
divorced
it to
she.
that.
play.
She divorced that man and got some money, man, and started her business.
I
That's
don't
what
think
I'm.
so.
That's just
I
what
don't
I'm gonna
think
say.
that. I think that she. I think she
I'm a,
genuinely. I think
I'm
she
gonna be
genuinely was selfish
no.
and
I'm gonna be
self-centered,
I'm gonna be
and
selfish in my thinking, and I'm thinking that she divorced
Ain't
that
nothing
man
wrong
for the
with it.
money.
ain't nothing wrong with
she
that.
took,
Well, she apparently she the one with the money. Oh no, the business
yeah,
and
she
stuff.
took it from him. She took it from him. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm believing.
But to answer your question, Demond,
yes, sir.
just like Chris said, if I can I see myself growing apart for my wife, and the question is absolutely no, because number one, the first thing is if anybody knows me, I'm loyal to a flaw, and whatever I do, I always include people that I know in the circle that I'm with. So if I'm riding,
That's
you
true.
riding with me, right? If
That's
I'm
true.
doing this, you're doing this with me, right? If I'm going
Right.
here, like even this podcast, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go out, I don't need to get no intern. I don't need to get no radio personality, no podcast personality. I don't need no followers that got 1 million people following them. You see what I'm saying? No, I just got my friends, my people, my brothers, and we jumped on a podcast and we just doing it, right?
That's true.
So
Right.
in my marriage, it's really no different in the principle I'm driven in, right? My wife
Mhm.
is with me when I didn't have nothing, when I was doing, and the story I tell all the time when you talk about building something, with my ex-wife, when we made that agreement after that 5-year agreement to have kids and stuff, one of the things about me finishing school, because I had an
Mhm.
associate's degree, I wanted to get my college degree. And
Mhm.
so, but she had her bachelor's already. So one of the agreement was, okay, I'll go get my I'll get my bachelor's. You don't take 2 years, get my bachelor's, and then if you want to get your master's or whatever within that 5-year time span, we get all the education out the way. Well, selfish, you know what I'm saying? She went ahead and she applied, and went to get her master's degree. And now you
Mhm.
go and get 2 degrees. I'm still trying to get one, right?
Right.
And so that kind of, of course, when things happen in a marriage, and I'm gonna be the first to say, look, I wasn't, I hear when people always put the blame on one person for everything. That's
Right.
not the case. I was
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
perfect person. I made mistakes. She's made mistakes, right? So this take responsibility on both sides.
Right.
But it was one of those things where anybody knows me is that I don't believe in divorce. So I wouldn't, if you know me, good, but I don't just leave people behind and outgrow and try to, that ain't even in my DNA. Because if I'm going this way, I'm taking people, it's comfortable taking people I already know. So
Right.
it's just easier that way.
So you Will Smith.
Oh, man.
Will Smith is a whole nother ballgame. This cat here, that's another topic with that dude.
I think everybody in the world
we ain't Will and Jada. Will and Jada is that's a whole
everybody,
nother show.
everybody in the world want that boy to leave her, man. They're like, dog, you better by yourself.
But that's a crazy. That's a situation there too, where you can look at that and see from afar that there's something more into that. Like there's some couples you could look at and be like, especially when your relationship is public like that, because you're a celebrity. There's some things that we know as grown people that will know too. That we know Jada. There's some things there that we like. All right, bro. We don't.
They got the dirt on each other. So
you know what I'm saying? Like there's something that. Yeah. So, but one of the stories I will say that this is an example of what I had before, and when I married Christy, and I remember vividly. This is one man and Christy knows the story, but I remember this vividly of why. A man, you get that moment in your life when you say, I could be with this person. I want to marry this girl. And I'm sure y'all had that moment too. So that moment for me was when I knew, because after my ex-wife, it's hard for me to trust that level again. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you can come with another 5-year plan. I'm like, no, I'm trying to be selfish. I'm like, no, I hear what you're saying, but now I'm protect me kind of thing. And my wife asked me a question. She says, I asked her, I said, what do you want from me? Relationship questions. Started liking each other. She says, I want your heart. And I was like, what? I said, what you mean my heart? She said, I just want your heart. I just want you to love me unconditionally. I want your heart. And I was like, I never had anybody ask me that, especially in a relationship. So I'm like, no, you got to pick something else, play. You can't have that like that. I'm like, no, I got to think you can't have that. You asked a little too much out the gate. You got to put in some work to ask for the heart. That's got to be a 4 or 5 year relationship before you even ask for that right there. I got to see you put in work before you ask for that. And
that's true.
So she asked for a heart. I said, okay. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I told her just like that. She'll tell you. I was like, no, I ain't feeling that. And then all of a sudden, I'll never forget this. I was going back to Auburn. I worked in corrections in Georgia. And my hours were crazy. I didn't really see Christy as much at times. But I had a balance to pay for Auburn. And Christy has a way when she got an income tax, she would like pay all her bills kind of thing. She's real good with money. Still is. She's amazing with money. And so she would pay all her bills and then, all her big bills. Like get an income tax check and then pay all the big bills. And so only things you would have is like your rent. That was like the biggest thing she had. Like her insurance was paid, car note paid. You know what I'm saying? So only rent she really had to pay every month was just the rent. So I was like, okay, bet. So she told me, she was like, what is it that you have that's due? And I was like, before she even got into all that, I'm like, I'm not taking no money from you. I'm good. We wasn't even together at that time. We were just friends and we had liked each other. We was kicking it. And I'm like, nah, I ain't taking no money from you. I ain't kind of dudes. You know what I'm saying? You doing your thing. God bless you. Got the girls. And I was like, nah, I'm never doing that. And she was like, Chee, we're good. And like, she said the key thing. She said, I believe in you. And I was like, man, I never heard, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, man, this girl, she believe in me. So that's pushing me now, right? I'm like, okay. But I've been still ain't taking your money. And I remember vividly, man, we were sitting at a computer one day in her apartment. And I pulled up my balance and I was going to pay because I just got my income tax money. It wasn't nothing major. It was something small, but I was going to pay that bill. Mm-hmm. And she was like, she's like, Chee, she's like, I paid all the bills and stuff. She's like, I just want to put a little something towards that for you because I really believe in you. And I really think that you could, I want you to see you get your degree, da, da, da. I said, all right. So I was like, no, I'm good. I still saying no to her. But I said, you know what? I said, like, I ain't no fool either. I'm like, any little bit can help. I'm like, I'm just trying, but I'll pay you back. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you back, girl. Don't worry about it. We're good. Man, I'll never forget this, man. She came over my shoulder with her arms. And she kissed me on the cheek. And she whispered in my ear. And I'm getting ready to type. And she's giving me the card number. I put the card number in. And I said, as I'm supposed to put in the amount, I said, well, how much I'm putting in? This time she put her arms around me, gave me a kiss on the cheek, and whispered in my ear. And she says, pay the whole thing off. She
And
said,
you
pay the
started-
whole thing off.
You started crying right there.
Bro, I almost broke down, bro.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? No,
I
I
know
didn't
you
cry,
did.
but I almost, of course, man, that was I couldn't believe it. I said, what? She's like, she said, I allocated money so you can do this. This is before, listen, she was my girlfriend. We were just good friends. We were kicking it. We enjoyed each other. If I was one of them selfish, crazy dudes, I could have walked away and be done with her kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? With no obligation there. We wasn't engaged.
You
wasn't
talking about
together.
like that lady did.
Like the lady did. You see what I'm saying? I said, right.
Damn.
So when she did that there, I knew then that I said, man, I'm marrying this girl. I said, there's nothing she will ever lack in life. I said, I don't care. I've told her to this day what Denzel told his wife. Denzel said, look, I may do 1,000 things that will make you feel you want to leave me, but I'm never leaving you. He told her to his wife. And I told Chrissy that. I said, look, if life take you want to do that, okay, you don't put in your dues with me. But I'm not leaving you because you already proved yourself out the gate with
That's
nothing
true.
to lose. So to answer your question of mine, that's the difference. So when you are growing relationships and people talking about this,
They're just not for you.
and she's gonna realize that in life. I promise you that. All in businesses, all that stuff, man. Guess what? I mean, you're gonna
You
come to
can't
a
get
place
that
in life.
time back. Yeah.
Nah, you can't.
Yeah.
I can outgrow a friendship. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I can outgrow a friendship. My relationship with my wife, nah, I can't outgrow that.
I can't get another one of them like that.
Raquel she ain't pay no tuition because I ain't go to college, but she paid a car note one time. I was like,
You stupid.
hey, when she paid that car note, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was like, what?
Make you look at them different.
Boy, you
Huh?
stupid, boy.
Yeah.
She paid the note.
Hey,
Yeah.
she paid that car note. I was like, yeah.
Boy, you stupid. That's the one right
And
there.
it ain't just because she wants. It ain't just
without
because she
asking.
want to ride. Yeah, bro.
Without asking. That's
I
what
had
it
lost.
is.
I had lost my job, and she came through and paid that mug. And I was looking. I'm like, really? No, I don't know about that. Because I didn't feel right. I'm like, nah, I don't know about
exactly. I know the feeling. Yeah,
and she like, look.
That's just a man's pride.
She like, I ride in the car too. Like,
Right.
all right.
She ain't lying though. She ain't lying.
She not lying. You know what I'm
She ride
saying?
the car too.
But here's the thing. She paid that one. She paid that one. And once she paid that one, I was good. You know what I mean? I hurry up and try to find another job. And I'm like, nah, I'm not supposed to have a
pay no more notes.
This.
Right.
You know what I mean? She the type of person that when we used to go out, she'd be like, look, I'll pay for the food this time. You can pay for the movie. I'm like,
right.
All right, well, cool. I'm like, when she ain't switch up and we good. Let me tell you something. We good and cheap, dog.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. She people was rich.
Bro, we stayed at Waterburg. We stayed at Waterburg.
Waterburg ain't cheap. What you mean, bro?
Hey, back then it was.
I'm saying, I'm like, Waterburg ain't cheap.
You know what I'm saying? We were still with it. You know what I mean? We started messing with each other when Waffles was 99 cents.
Man, I remember Chrissy got a raise at her job, man. She started making more money than me. That was some years back. She started making a little more money than me. I started questioning my little manhood. I was like, hold on now. I was like, I ain't doing dishes like that now. In my mind, my pride kicked in. I ain't gonna lie to you. She got a little raise, and I'm happy for her.
As long as she making that mug, I didn't care.
Hey,
you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? You work hard for yours.
But I'm thinking in my mind, like, please don't switch up on me now. I'm like, look, you make a little more paper. Don't switch up on me. That's my mind, right? That's a man in my mind. Like that dude, he probably didn't even see that coming from her.
He didn't.
So he probably thinking, oh, she started a business and all of a sudden. But that's an example of what could happen though.
Yeah, because he's sitting at home looking at that clip right there, like, oh, really? That's how you felt? You could have told me from the jump start.
And it was viral too.
You could have just said no when I asked you to marry me. That's all you had to say.
But I don't think at that time. I mean, look, I don't think at that time she knew all that would happen. But I think she had that personality trait about her. I don't think that changed about her. I think she's the same person in how she is as an individual. It
Yeah.
just, he figured that, okay, you know what? She's passionate, she's driven. Most of us had them dreams like that. Most of us meet somebody like, what do you want? What you do with your life? You know what? I want to own my own business. So I want to get a degree. I want to get a bachelor's, a master's. I want to do this. So at 24 years old, she didn't say nothing different that we wouldn't hear. You know what I'm saying? From somebody we was with. So
Hey, Chris,
I wouldn't say
got
that.
you.
But
Christy got you, man.
babe, quit playing now. I see the comments. Quit playing. You know what I'm saying?
Got you, man.
Man, babe, really? Like Martin and Gina? It's a man thing, man. You know, it's so funny for that episode. It was, man. She came over with that raise. She was like, babe, I got a raise. And I'm sitting there like, so in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm happy for her. I'm like, oh, baby, you good.
You calculating.
I didn't know. Listen, she didn't listen. I knew I was in trouble when she didn't tell me how much.
Yeah.
I knew then already. When she said, baby, I got a raise, and she left it alone. You know what I'm saying? She left it alone. Like, remember Gina did that? Gina didn't say how much. She just said, oh, baby, I got a little something, That's how Chrissy came across. Baby, I got a little raise at the job, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, baby, you cool. Then I was like, well, how much, Then all of a sudden she kind of told me how much. I said, that ain't no raise. You got a promotion. Like, what you done did? I said, you got a promotion.
I'm over there secretly hating. He hating like a motherfucker. What you mean you got a promotion? Doing what?
Doing what? And I'm like,
you got 20 more thousand on that thing.
Yeah.
She didn't get no 50 cent that time. She got
all the way. Like, look, I done got a raise. That's what, $0.25, $1. You get a raise is getting $1.
You got a raise. She got promoted.
She got promoted, bro. That was promotion money. That wasn't no. Man. I think she got a little raise. I'm like, okay, she making like $1 an hour. 25 cents. Yeah, 50 cents. I'm thinking, all right, cool. I ain't sweating it. I'm like, okay, baby. Well, I should have known when she said, baby, I just got, I got a raise. Like, okay, cool. I asked her, she didn't tell me off the bat. No, then she kind of told me. She threw it at me. And when she threw it at me, I was like, you make what?
Yeah.
I said, how much you make? I said, babe, you gotta calculate my check. I'm like,
yeah.
Overtime.
short.
I'm like, overtime. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. She tell you, man, I had to calculate that again. I was like, wait a minute now, did she really make more than me though? Let me see. I put a little overtime here. If I carry that check, I get 2 checks out of the 3 months. And I'm like,
while you over there calculating, she count.
She done counted.
She counting all hers. She over there. She watching you like, yeah.
Bruh, I gotta get to her job to make sure.
Because it ain't gonna work. I'm still making more money than you.
Bruh, I look at how you gotta look. You can't talk the same way. Like, I didn't disrespect my wife or nothing like that. Let me put it out there, but conversation a little different. When she didn't get a 25-cent raise. She got a bonus check. She making legit money now. So she tells you, baby, I'm working. Baby, look, I got this I got to do. With a 25-cent raise, my response might be like, okay, you know what, baby, I understand that, but we're going to get this done. Da-da-da. She making that kind of money, baby, you know what? I'm going to have to handle that. So because you got that to handle. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversation different now.
Yeah, the conversation goes, you know what? Now, baby, don't do your thing. Yeah, I got the kids. Don't worry about that.
Baby, what you mean add another zero?
I'll make sure.
She put
she
add another zero.
Okay.
Add another zero.
Okay.
Baby, we live. Baby, we live. We live on this podcast.
D, right now, he feeling like old boy on belly. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't know what's going on. Baby, what we add another zero to? Hold on, y'all. Baby, what we adding another zero to? You said add another zero. Did you get another right? Baby, we have a family meeting, bro.
Hey,
That's a subliminal message on there. Add another zero to what?
hey, Chris, need to join, man. We got questions. We got questions.
Ooh,
Man,
We got
look,
questions.
I need some answers. You said add another zero. Is that what
Need
you
to
say
go
when
join
you
up.
man? Look, look. This whole podcast going a completely different angle now.
Hey,
You know, it's going whole left now.
the
I got to
producer
know.
always make the most money.
You ain't
you might
lying.
be
And
right.
Think about
clearly
that,
behind the scenes, huh? But yeah, man, that's baby. We're gonna talk about
man.
this, baby. You said adding a zero. We're gonna talk about it offline. So I figure out what that is.
So
And you don't.
let me ask y'all something. Let me ask you something. So, have any of y'all ever grew out of a relationship, as far as not intimate relationship, not like that, but like with your homeboys, you know what I'm saying, friends or whatever, grew out of a relationship because you were elevating or you were going in a different direction. Not that well, let's take the elevating thing out. Someone was going a different direction for what
What
you
is
were.
what I think it's
And
maturity. I
right.
mean, yeah.
But at some point in time, did y'all end up reconnecting and going forward, you know,
Hmm.
together? You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, D.
You know how
Take that one, D.
you can lose a friend, because of
I know what you're saying.
circumstances, or whatever,
Right, right. Or
Um,
not. You just kind of grow
or
apart, kind
not.
of thing.
Yeah, just kind of grow
so
apart.
so in high school, I hung with three people. And I can name them because they already know Bogany, Ben, and Bear. Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was ninth grade year. Bogany and Ben and Bear, they was into different things such as smoking, different things of that nature, right?
Right.
Um, they was good friends and genuine dudes, but I knew I had a basketball career that I
Hmm.
wanted to pursue, and I knew if I stayed the course and followed them, I wouldn't be the person I am or was.
Right.
Bear ended up going to jail.
Mm.
Bogany ended up transferring, and Ben ended up dropping out for a year, right?
Okay.
Um, Sometimes you gotta distance yourself from people, even though you love them and you admire them the most. You gotta
Hmm.
step away from them because they are in your life, right? To this day, they tell me all the time when they see me, they're proud of me. Man, hey, you stayed the course while we messed up a little bit, but we got our life back on track. But that was a smart decision you made back in high school for what you were doing, playing basketball and stuff like that. So that was one situation where I had to step away from them fellas and
Right.
focus on my career and future with basketball. So it happens a lot, man. But that was
Are
just
y'all
one
still friends
scenario.
now? Are
Of
y'all cool
course, of
now?
course, yeah,
Okay,
of course.
okay,
Well, yeah,
Yeah, so
okay.
yeah.
that's so like I said, yeah, you had to go your separate ways, but
Had
ended
to,
up
had to.
coming, realizing that it's deeper than just that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
The friendship and everything, the past that y'all had
right.
was enough to make you want to reconnect and be like, you know what, man, look, yeah, I'm doing this, but you know,
That's
we
because
we we good.
I never judged anybody, right? Because
Right.
we weren't mature growing up in ninth grade. We weren't thinking like that, but my old man seen it like, and there's some good guys, but you probably gonna have to distance yourself away from them if you want to further your career. So
Right.
I listened to my dad. Did I still want to hang out with them and go to parties and all that stuff? Of course. Did I
Yeah.
sneak out of every once in a while? Of course. But I
Mm.
knew I had a bigger goal, and that path wasn't aligned with the goal I had, in high school. So,
Yeah. I and
but
I
we still friends to this day, man, and we still good. Whenever we see each other, it's all love, but no hard feelings. I didn't judge him.
Yeah, yeah. So I kind of went the same route. I grew up with some cats that I mean, when we was together, we wasn't good together. You know what I
Right,
mean? We
right,
wasn't. We kind of a lot of us kind of had the same kind of mentality. But when I ended up transferring and going to a whole nother school,
Right.
I ran into a whole different crowd of people. That's where I met Quan. Just ended up meeting Chee. Later on. While I was still in school, but that kind of situation, like two of my best friends as a youngster coming up, neither one of them are here anymore. You know what I mean? Both were murdered. So it's one got locked up early, the other got on drugs at some point in time.
Right.
I had to distance myself. I had to put out certain, almost like a warning, letting them know, like, yeah, we all came up the same kind of way. I know y'all just like y'all know me. Don't bring that around my house.
Right.
Don't bring that around my family.
Right.
Because it won't be good.
Right.
And I don't want to go there with you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because we got to pass together. You know what I'm saying? We done been around. We done probably did some dirt here and there, but don't bring that over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to do something different, and it's just I don't need that. I ain't leaving you, but I can't go. Where are you going? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not trying to go where I'm going. So this is the place where we have to. And once we got grown, you know what I mean? It was a different situation. We can have conversations. Come back
Right.
and
Because
talk
your
about it.
mindset is a little much, a
It's
little more
more
mature.
Well, I
and
think that's the thing right
it
now.
was
And I
still to the
never
thing. It was
told
still
my
to the point to
boy.
where I couldn't go nowhere. I can't
Right.
get, man. You want to come hang out? Nah, I know what you're gonna do.
Right.
I know you.
Right.
We used
I
to
know
do it
what you're
together.
doing. Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. I
nah,
know
I can't
you.
go over
I know
there.
you
I can't
hitting
go.
that and doing this and doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't go over there. And they're like, man, look,
Yeah. Right.
so and so over there in the hood, man, over there. Like, nah, he's still
You
over
already
there.
know.
He's still there.
He's still there.
Nah,
Right.
Yep.
I can't do that. He's still in the same spot I left him 10 years ago. Why I'm going over there?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And the crazy thing is everything you're saying is when we look at that little video that we saw, it's okay to outgrow. I don't even think it's outgrown. I think you out mature, right? Because I think we all mature at different levels and different stages in life, right? I might get there before you. They say women mature faster than men, right?
Yeah.
But I just think it's the individual, right? We could have guy, like dudes that we knew, we just mature faster or differently than them. So when you're saying outgrowing, I think that word itself, a lot of times to me, when I hear it, you outgrow somebody. I think is in a way can be selfish driven. You know what I'm saying? It's like you outgrow me, which means like I'm better than you kind of thing. And I don't like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I
Yeah.
don't like just saying the word outgrowing.
Uh,
But that's the word a lot of times that we use because when you see the situation, let's just be honest, you kind of are doing better than that person. You see what I'm saying? You are making better decisions than that person. You know what I'm
and
saying?
and a lot of times it's at the moment.
At the moment,
because
right,
because
right.
that person can go into their own thing and kick in and it start, the wheels start turning. Like, man, I can't keep doing the same thing all my life.
Right.
I need to go a different direction. And a lot of times I feel like it's like D said, his dad saw something. I think a lot of times your growth and your maturity comes with someone's guidance.
I agree.
It comes with somebody on the outside looking in that sees something in you, sees a different path that you can go, sees a little potential,
And they
and
deposit in you.
Right.
and
Right.
they make it a positive in you. Like, come on, man.
Right.
I don't think you need to be doing that with them.
Right.
I think you need to go this route, or they can do like my parents did, and you know what? Nah, he ain't going to that school because I already know what's gonna happen.
Take out the whole
You
school. Yeah.
you going over here, and that's great parenting at
It
times.
it is. I will say this though, we'll do a show on that because um, a lot of times I think when we're talking about putting our kids in some of these schools, I think there's a misconception when we're talking about the better education. We don't factor in. We put our kids in situations that they haven't been prepared for, dealing with for the racial component of things. Like when you tell your kids to go, when you go to a school, you want your kid in the best school, best private school or best public school, you have to prepare yourself. If you are a minority, whether you black or age, whatever, your child is stepping into an environment where they're the 1%. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole nother show we're gonna do because you think you're doing them some justice. You really ain't even you building up inside of them all kind of insecurities and all kind of stuff they dealing with going to school every day because they don't fit in because of their skin
Bro,
color or their tone. And even though they educate, they're extremely intelligent, they're struggling in school, not because they can't do the schoolwork, it's because of the culture and the environment that they're dealing with every day.
they're
You know what I'm
dealing with other
saying?
things, brother. I got yeah, that's a whole nother
Woo,
show.
that's a whole nother show. Matter
I
of
went
fact,
through.
we're gonna do
I
that
went.
show on Thursday. So I'm probably gonna probably have some special guests on here for that one. But we're gonna talk about that on Thursday because school getting ready to come back on soon. It's summertime. So you got a lot of parents who can, I'm gonna do a little flyer, but we're gonna promote it. So a lot of parents can see this and you getting ready to put your kids into new schools. Maybe you're moving into new neighborhoods because everybody, moving around for the summer, right? That's where everybody moves before they school starts. But they need to hear that show because I'm personally got my kids went to the best school in the district here in Clemens. So I can tell you the pros and the cons with that. And if I had to do all over again, my kids would not go to Clemens High School. And I'll tell
Yeah,
y'all the whole reason why behind some of that stuff. Been to the best schools in the district. My daughter speaks 2 or 3 different languages. All of that, great. But I'm telling you some of the stuff that you really don't know what you put your kids in that you haven't prepared them for in life, and some of that stuff carries on because remember now they turn 18. They've been going to
yeah,
school for 4 years dealing with this stuff. They turn 18 and they got a whole plethora of issues they're taking to college and in life
yeah.
because you didn't protect them by understanding. You busy so focused on the schoolwork, you didn't
It's
understand.
it got a
Yeah,
lot to
so
do. Yeah, you got to tap in with your
yeah,
kids too, and
yeah,
understand what they're going through. Yeah, we'll talk about it on the next show
yeah.
because yeah, a lot of people already know my story about my
Oh, you
old
gonna get in and
man.
out, Chris.
Uh,
Is that my internet?
you got it? Am I back?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
good.
you're good. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
back now. I just went out a
No,
second.
a lot of people know my story as far as my old man actually leaving his job and coming to work where I went to school because of that whole thing that you're talking about, that racial thing, all the different things, going through.
Mhm.
Plus, I didn't get locked up, and I didn't go to jail until I
So
actually went
so
through
hold
that
that hold that thought,
steps.
Chris. So we want I want you to save all that. Look,
That
save
didn't
all
stop
that for
nothing.
Thursday. Don't give out too much.
You ain't
Save
lying.
all that for Thursday. You give it away Thursday show. Early
I'm sorry,
preview.
man. Hoods is everywhere.
Right?
Of course,
Yeah, we're gonna talk
of
about
course.
that too because again, I ain't gonna give out the information because I'm gonna tell you, you think you're saving your kids from a certain demographics, and they will somehow find. Listen, we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna talk about it on Thursday. All right. So
Okay,
be ready on Thursday. If y'all want to jump on my regulars, you jump on here and hit me up. We can get you on the show for that one. If you got
for sure.
kids that you have on here, jump on here. Come holler with us. Come party with us. Come speak on it with us. This was a good thing. Good show today, y'all.
Of
Outgrowing
course.
relationships. The only advice, again, we're not psychologists, psychiatrists, and nothing like that. We just speak our mind and speak our opinions about things. And the bottom line is, man, if you outgrow somebody or whatever it is you might be feeling, my answer to you would be to be honest with that person. Don't wait till your business take off. Don't wait till you reach a certain path Don't wait till you get all the way over here and now you want to tell somebody. If you've been feeling that way 9 or 10 times, much like that chick in the video, she was feeling that way long before, in my opinion, the businesses took off. She probably feeling that way long before that little situation she had with a little bit of money came up. She probably been feeling that, but she didn't have the resources to take off. So
yeah, that's why she married homeboy, so she take his money.
Right. You so silly. So if you're in a situation, you're watching the video, you're listening, step away from it, y'all. Be honest with yourself. Be mature enough. If anything, much would be not going to say she was wrong for doing it. I applaud her leaving him because he can go ahead and meet somebody else that's better suited for him. And I'm glad she did it without having kids with him. I'm glad she did it without having a family with him. I'm glad she did it the way she did it because then he can see her for who she really was and who she really is. So as much as I want to bash her for what she did, I applaud her because I'm glad you showed all your skin, all your behind, like your mama said, show all your behind. I'm glad you showed all your tail when you got what you got because it would have been worse if they had been together 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or something ridiculous. And this whole time you was already feeling that way, right?
She was plotting.
Right. So plotting all these years, man. It's crazy. And there are people who do that. So if you're one of them people, just understand God got a plan and God got a person for you. There are people who married somebody else's wife and somebody else's husband. And at least be honest with yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with starting over. If you are growing friendships, like we've been talking about tonight, friendships, people you know a long time, there's nothing wrong with you pulling yourself away and saying, you know what, man, I don't know if that's a path for me. You don't owe them no explanation. Just make yourself as accessible. And you'd be surprised if that person, you'll just grow apart. You wouldn't even say a whole lot.
And Chee being nice, I'm gonna say something right here. If you that type person that you went into a relationship knowing that you was gonna use that man or that female to get everything out of them, then leave them. I hope your business falls apart.
You pulling me today. I thought I was starting fires. You trying to set something ablaze.
Hey, it is what it is. Don't lie in the beginning. Don't lie in the beginning. Be truthful in the beginning.
It's just a conversation. It's just a conversation, man.
I hope this stuff fall apart. I'm dead serious. I'm looking dead into the camera. Well, if you feel some type of way, come in the comments and say it.
Hey, remember that story? There's a story, y'all. The
get some more views. Come see me.
Listen, the dude who won the lottery, you stupid. In I think it was California or something. He had lost his job, and so he was unemployment. He's trying to find another job, and he would play the lottery, put a couple dollars in, nothing major. Dude actually won the lottery, right? The day he was getting ready to tell her, right, she broke up with him. You a bum. You ain't doing nothing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like this, that, and the other. She tore him a new one, ripped him apart, right? He said, all right. So then he go cash a lottery check. Now he driving different cars, living a different way. Well, guess what? Right? He went up there. He was like, you left me. So the whole question, it was a big thing. And I think it was an article or something that was saying, hey, should she, I think she want to get back with him. And the thing was, should he get back with her or something like that? And, it was like, everybody was like, bro, come on now. He was asking, should I get back with her? I think he just wanted to generate responses. I think good way he wasn't gonna get back with her.
He wanted to rub it in. It's like
exactly.
She's sitting over there. She's sitting over there.
Right.
Wishing.
And then,
I made a mistake.
Right.
Nah.
Then there's another one. There's another one. If y'all remember this one, where the man, this chick and her husband, lady and husband, he had actually won the lottery. And the night she was getting ready to tell him, he was like, let me tell you something first. And he told her, like, I'm leaving you. I'm finna go with my, like secretary or whoever else. And this, that, and the other. And she was like, what? And so she was like, okay. And he had filed divorce papers. So he told her that, filed divorce papers, handed it to her, and wanted her to sign them. So she signed them. And then after that, he left, but she sent him an email explaining, hey, remember that night when you wanted to talk to me? after she claimed her money and stuff, that money you want to talk to me that night, I wanted to tell you that we had won the lottery and I wanted to plan a vacation, a trip for us. But she said in there something like, I wish nothing but luck, nothing but the best for you and your you and your wife or your girl or whatever. And I'm not gonna keep this email long because you have to get up and go to work tomorrow. It was so funny, dude. The way she said it was so funny. She was like, I'm gonna keep this short because you gotta get up and go to work. And then she put in there like, if you're thinking about coming at me for money and stuff, she's like, just remember you filed divorce papers before I bought that ticket. So you're not entitled to it. Bruh, he did himself so horrible. She couldn't even, because really, if she had bought the ticket when they were actually married, then she would have to get half to him. But because this idiot he done checked out all the way. This fool done got divorce papers and he done signed it.
Hey,
that's he signed.
That's exactly why you always let your wife talk first.
That's cool.
Lesson of the night. Lesson of the night. Let your wife talk first.
Let your wife talk first. Might be a blessing over there.
A hidden blessing.
Right?
Blessing. Man, but hey, I really I want to say this, man. Blessings to new relationships, new friendships.
Yes.
Blessings to the old, because those old friendships, old relationships got you to where you are today. Even if it was bad or good, at least it gave you some kind of clarity.
Perspective.
Very true.
You're right.
It gave you something. You gain something out of that. Everybody you come in contact, you gain something from it.
That's true.
Whether it's good or bad, you just gotta. It's a way that you have to just turn that bad into something good. So anybody that blesses your life in any kind of way, you know what I mean, it's just that. It's a blessing. You know what I mean? And to come in contact with good people like the two of you, you know what I'm saying? It's a great thing. And it's just it's an addition to my life. You know what I'm saying? So and to D, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
You had a ball. I wished I was there.
To say the very least.
Listen, all of us not able to travel the continent.
Wherever you were, you let us know you was there.
You was there.
Yeah, for sure.
And you let us know that they had a shot glass there too.
Yeah,
we
saw you.
I was like, man, boy. I was like,
man.
I realized, man, in life, my wife motivated me to start traveling because she said we do so much for our family where you can forget to live.
Yes.
And you can be caught up in everyday motions.
Yeah.
Where you don't celebrate yourself and your life and your marriage. So man, anytime she say she ready to go, I'm gone. Yeah,
it is
because we deserve it.
Yeah, you're right.
What I said earlier, listen to your wife.
Oh
let her talk first.
Oh yeah,
that's the rule.
Let her plan sometime too. Oh yeah,
that's the thing, man. I had to. Me and my wife had to start doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Sometimes we just get up and go. You know what I mean? Because life is.
So
life.
With that being said, I don't want to get off topic. But that being said, Mika is setting up.
I wanna set up something with y'all, man. A cruise or something.
I was just about to say that Mika's actually setting something up.
Yeah.
Let me know.
It's gonna be next year. But we're gonna be doing it gives us enough time to really grow the show, do some other things.
Of course.
But Mika was saying, I don't know if she's on here. I think she's on here, but she's setting something up where we're gonna be doing it live. We can do a live show on the cruise.
That's fine.
It's gonna be great. I think it's an adult cruise. It's gonna be I think it's like Virgin. I can't remember all the details, but just let y'all know that's on the itinerary. So we're gonna go on this cruise. We're gonna do a live show on there. By that time, it's like by that time next year, we'll have a lot of the show things because we're getting ready to do some IG stuff. We're gonna build this thing up. We're gonna have some fun with this. So it's going to be really cool. So I just want to tell you to keep that thought in mind. And for everybody that's listening to, we're going to put it out here. Mika, like I said, and I'm gonna try and get some stuff where if other people want to get in on this cruise and take this trip with us. Y'all too. Hey, y'all want to team up, couples and or just people in general. For our friends that watch this and listen to this. Yeah, absolutely. So
I'm gonna grow a beard by that time. I'm gonna have a beard. It's coming. It's coming. Y'all ain't gonna leave me out. It ain't gonna be yours, D, but it's gonna be somewhere.
I look for. I think Chee freezing.
He talking on the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chris jumping on Chee.
Yeah, I think that'll really be good, man. Us branching off and getting that stuff like that, man, and really mingling with our significant others and things of that nature, amongst the show or whatever case.
We're gonna have a good time, man. So we gonna set it up. It's gonna happen.
Y'all know I have a good time.
Listen, man, we know you and King Fish over there.
Hey man, real talk.
It should be something to remember.
It's gonna be something to remember because I'm gonna try to remember it this time. I didn't remember last time.
We're gonna keep that. Listen, you know what, man?
I'm gonna remember this one. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna remember this one for real. I got to because
So we're gonna get with y'all the details on that. That's for us. Y'all can join us to it. Like I said, we'll get all the details once I get with Mika and get everything else. Y'all, we'll put it out here live for everybody that wants to join us on that. I think it's an adult ship. Mika said no kids on the cruise. It's like a cruise. It's only adults. And then we'll have enough time in advance and put everything together. So DM me later on. Once we get all the details, I'll let you guys DM me and we'll give you all the details. But until then, guys, it's been an amazing show. Thank you all so much, my brothers, man. Y'all always step in for me, step up for me. Thank y'all for joining with me and having this journey and enjoying these moments, man. I don't take that for granted ever. I love y'all to the moon and back. Tell the people that you know that you love them, man, because life is short. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Forgiveness is real. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just ain't worth it. And forgiveness is for you. It ain't for the other person so that you can start healing. So with that being said, join us on Thursday, y'all. We're going to be back here doing the same thing, talking about, we're going to talk about the kids in schools and just talking about some other things too with that goes along with the parenting thing. And we're going to rock it like we always do. All right. So thank y'all again. Love y'all, brothers. Love y'all out here for tuning in. God bless y'all. And y'all sit tight, fellas. And when we out of here, y'all. Right? God bless y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.